is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
How good is that? It is Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie. It's your Thursday podcast. Today we're talking about the new generation, the next generation. Because I'm Gen X, we're Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z. I had no idea what was next. Do you guys have any idea? Hey, you guys, bring it in and let's have a discussion about the new generation. Do you know what it's called?
Gen New, Gen Cool, Gen O,
No.
Gen...
Wasn't there supposed to be iGen? An iGeneration because of the iPod, but
2.0 Gen, or I don't know.
No, well, my sons were arguing at the dinner table, which is a daily occurrence at the moment. I started recording when Hewie started having a go at his little brother about what generation he is. That's coming up in the podcast.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Have you guys heard about this remote Amazon tribe? This is an amazing story. Okay. So it's in Brazil, 2,000 members. It's called the Marubo tribe, right?
Yeah.
And it's been left bitterly divided. Something's happened to this tribe in the middle of the Amazon. Hasn't had any touch with the Western world and Western civilization, right?
I'm fascinated by these tribes.
And I don't understand why Elon Musk would do this, but Elon Musk has decided to deliver to the tribe Starlink. Now, Starlink is the satellite internet service where basically their tagline is, it doesn't matter how remote you are, we can sign you up to the internet. We basically are here to start you up. But see, this is the thing. I don't think a 2,000 member Marubu tribe that's in the middle of the Amazon needs the internet.
Okay, so hang on. If we wind back a little bit, this tribe has never seen a white man. This tribe doesn't have any running water. They possibly haven't discovered fire yet.
Yeah.
And they live off the land and have the most basic of handmade tools to use on a daily basis. And then Elon's turned up.
Yeah.
You guys want Starlink?
Yeah, so he's connected Starlink for him and given him the internet and given him some computers and some phones. Now, initially, they did this because they needed help with emergencies and with health reasons as well. And a lot of people in these villages, if they get sick, they can die quite easy, especially when you're in the middle of the Amazon. So it was supposed to help them with potential deadly snake bites.
Right.
One of the members said it's already saved lives. It was also used to share educational resources with other Amazonian tribes and connect with friends and family who now live elsewhere. But unfortunately, it hasn't gone down that road, guys.
No, what's happened?
Because all the young guys that are in the tribe are basically, they're hooked to social media, and unfortunately they're looking up content that all young teenage boys like to look up.
So since Elon's turned up, the tribe's discovered much more than they ever expected of the outside world. And they don't even know about the wheel yet. And now you're telling me they're on a website that promotes lots of group tribal activities.
Well, when it arrived, everyone was happy, one of the members said. But now things have gotten worse. Young people have gotten lazy because of the internet. They're learning the ways of the white people, and it's dividing the tribe. They're supposed to be out there. This is the thing. They're really upset about this because your role as a young man in the tribe is to go out and hunt and find us food. If you're not doing that, if you're on Snapchat doing filters, man, you're not out there going to get us fish and hunting for meat. So we can't live. We can't eat anymore. Get off LubeTube and go out there and go and find us some food.
My other concern is that if that's their first introduction to the rest of the world, they must think that's all we do. It's just, hang on a minute. Well, they're like us. They're like us. They don't wear clothes, so we have something in common.
It's a pretty successful industry.
And the first English words that were spoken were great subcategories.
Do you know what? They're also playing games already. They're already onto... I mean, there's Grand Theft Auto. There's kids walking around with their jeans around the bottom of their buttocks.
What have you done to this tribe, Elon?
This is out of control.
God.
Elon thinks he's doing the right thing because you can test what snake's bitten you, but unfortunately, these kids... Oh, man, they're not hunting food.
You look like you're trying to kill something.
They're on the dark web. They're ordering pot. Kids are playing Grand Theft Auto, eating burger rings, and they're just watching different sites that they shouldn't be.
Welcome to Elon's world.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
14 and an 11-year-old in the house at the moment. How do you think family dinners are going every night now with the arguing between those two?
Bit of back and forth, is there?
I didn't know this as well. Okay, so argument got a little bit out of control last night. Does anyone know what the latest generation's called? Because we got to we're Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z. Now, does anyone know what the next one is? I had no idea about this.
Gen?
No.
What is it?
It's Gen Alpha.
Gen Alpha.
Right? And I was...
Wow, I didn't know
I had
that.
an education from my eldest son yesterday because he was getting into his younger brother about being Gen Alpha.
Is that because we've just gone back to the start, like A being Alpha?
It must be. It must be.
We restarted, have we?
But it's not bad for the Gen Alphas because that means they're numero uno. They're back. They're the top of the heap.
Fresh cut.
So I started recording last night at the dinner table. This is some of the conversations that we're having at the dinner table, and this is my son Hewie and Lenny having a bit of a chat.
Generation Alpha 2010 and 2024.
Oh, you guys are two different generations.
Yeah.
I'm the Alpha.
So, Alpha is a very strong word, though. That means he could be the leader of the house.
I'm the Alpha. I'm the leader.
I was trying to act funny.
Why are you doing a Fortnite dance?
No.
Look. This is the problem of Generation Alpha. Growing up with ubiquitous phones and iPads and suffering education setbacks during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah, but you can still do the gritty, though.
What about Hewie having a go at Lenny? Suffering setbacks during the pandemic.
Yep.
Gen Alpha's really struggling. You're really struggling.
Times have never been tougher. I had no idea. But did we do Generation Z?
Yeah, that's now.
Yeah, that's now.
You know,
that's
the new
Hewie.
Employees in the office who are taking
Gen Z.
self-care.
And
Gen
and
Z.
that's Hewie. So I think that's Jess. That's 2000 to it's in the 1990s to 2010s because Hewie is in that bracket.
Yeah,
Right.
I think it starts maybe 1997, roundabout there.
Right, and then
To maybe whatever Hewie is.
So then Lenny becomes the Alpha.
Gen Alpha. It's
Power Gen.
It's you know what, they've been given a power title, and I'm really worried about that.
Step up, Gen Alpha. Let's see you lead.
Because they're also just they're actually coming into their peak. They'll be coming into their peak with AI and robotics just going crazy.
But you're
Gen
right.
Alphas.
You know how to spot them. They're doing a Fortnite dance. Oh, must be Gen Alpha.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
We're on. All right. It's time for
60-second starts.
Kate Ritchie's Time Still Standing.
Now.
The King of All Sales is on for the Kingsland weekend at Sydney City Kia at O'Riordan Street, Alexandria.
She's not filming Jeopardy over in the States, is she, Kate? Because she was on fire with I'm Still Standing last week.
Don't think it's Jeopardy, no. She hasn't taken her game show career to the next level. She's just not here today.
Okay, that means Jess in Elwood, you're up first, contestant number one. Now, you're driving your newborn around in your parents' rundown car, so you want this hybrid SX Kia at the moment, Jess, don't you?
Yes, that would be a dream.
Oh, my God. Good luck, Jess.
You're in the running along with James in Pymble. Now, you're driving to the city for work. Did you watch the Origin last night, Jimmy?
Yeah, sure did. Pretty disappointing, but
Yeah.
always game two, I guess.
Hang in there, buddy. Okay, so we've got Elwood versus Pymble this morning.
Okay, Jess, you're the female, so you get to go first. Ladies first, Jess, you get one wrong, power goes over to James. Whoever has the power at the end of 60 seconds wins that $100. You're both into the running for the car. Jess, your 60 seconds, it starts now. Who won last night's State of Origin, Jess?
Queensland.
Correct. Is the shop Supre still running?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Was Sabrina Carpenter a Nickelodeon or Disney child star?
Disney.
Disney is correct. The Samba, the Special, the Gazelle are shoes by what brand?
Adidas.
Yes. In which Spanish island can you see Calvin Harris every Friday night, now until it's September?
Ibiza?
That is correct. What food is often called the bachelor's handbag?
Oh, hot chicken.
Yeah, that is correct. What Sydney suburb is home to the International Regatta Centre?
Pass.
It's Penrith. Over to James. Which real-life couple starred in 2018's A Quiet Place, James?
A Quiet Place?
Yep.
Oh, that would be...
1,
Was it
2,
Sandra Bullock?
3. Incorrect. It's Emily Blunt. Over to Jess. What
Jess,
sporting
bang.
event?
Jess has got it. $100 coming your way, Jess, and you're in the running for a brand new Kia.
Perfect, thank you.
James, it was Emily Blunt and John Krasinski who are both married to each other. It's John Krasinski's movie, A Quiet Place, and he's cast his wife in there as well, but bad luck, mate. Jess did... Well, she deserved
Jess
it.
was on fire. James, thanks for playing, Jess. Well done to you.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
If you had a family member who stayed with you for a little bit and they overstayed their welcome, they just didn't know when to leave.
It's harder when it's a family member, isn't it? Because with a friend, you can feel like you can at least go, hey, it's time to go home. Go back to your bunch. Go back to your team.
Do you remember when you were younger and you used to travel with friends and you'd stay at family members' houses in interstate just to save money? And I remember just mum hounding me. You make sure you do the dishes at Auntie Trisha's house.
Oh, yeah.
You make sure you help around the house just to help out because she's doing that for free.
And eat everything that's put on the table at dinner time.
Who stayed at your house and who overstayed their welcome? 13 24 10. King Charles has reportedly threatened to cut ties completely with Prince Andrew as the disgraced Duke refuses to leave Frogmore Cottage.
Andy, get out. Andy, I've spoken to you. I'm the king.
The news comes as the King is said to be unwilling to keep paying out of his own pocket to fund Andrew's lavish lifestyle.
Yeah, but in terms of accommodation, I mean, it's just like he's not renting it. It's been there the entire time. Is it, the royal family expected to pay rent on their own properties? Don't they just all bunk in somewhere?
Does Andrew need a 30-room mansion, though?
He does.
No, other royals use it, don't they? Don't they move around all the time?
Well, sort of, but that's because they have so many houses. Based on the size of your family, you kind of move from one to the other.
Come on, Andy, mate, you don't need it. He's still living there with Sarah Ferguson, his ex-wife. This comes after the two girls, Beatrice and Eugenie.
Eugenie, yeah.
Yeah, Eugenie. They were told that they had to start working again. They had to have royal duties. We need more youth from the royals going around. Now that Prince Harry's hung up his... Well, what has he hung up? What do you hang up when you're a royal?
Oh, just a crown or something like that. Hang up his jewels? No, that sounds wrong. I don't know, hang up your cloak. They all seem to have those very heavy, snuggy-looking cloaks, don't they?
He's still having a good time, Andrew. Last month he was seen playing golf without a care in the world with a few mates in Scotland. So he's still moving around.
Is he nervous to walk down the street, Andrew? Like, I'm surprised he's still living in the UK.
I'd say so.
Like, wouldn't you shift off somewhere else where nobody knew who you were?
So his finances are said to be in a bit of trouble, which is understandable. But he and his ex-wife Fergie got to keep the corgis. And he pocketed millions of pounds from the sale of his chalet in the Swiss Alps. He's doing it tough.
Yeah, he is. Thoughts are with Andrew. Take your corgi for a walk today in respect for Andrew. Lives in St Andrews. Sorry, mate.
Well, if he was struggling, you'd think, God, he'd be sweating a bit, but he doesn't sweat.
No, never has. Interesting condition. Liv, what's your story? Hi, Liv. Oh.
Liv, you there from St Andrews?
Oh, it's Liz, sorry.
Oh, sorry, Liv. Yeah, Liv Golf. Your son overstayed his welcome. What happened, Liv?
So he moved in just before Christmas time and for 4 to 6 weeks with his wife, baby and dog.
Oh, my God.
And 25 weeks later, they're still here.
Oh. Wow. What do you do? What do you say? I mean, it's nice at the start, isn't it?
Oh, it's nice to have, like, my granddaughter there, but it's very different having another 3 people in your environment that live differently.
Well, you know what happened? Liz, the other day, I said to Dad, I might come and stay at your place over the weekend, and they said, oh, no, so-and-so's moved in. She's renovating her house, so she'll be here for up to 3 months.
Oh, no
Who
thanks.
moves into someone else's house for 3 months?
Yeah,
Yeah, they're waiting for a granny flat to be built so they can go back home, and it's still not finished. So it's been a fun ride.
You've got them for
What
the
a
next
mess.
10 years.
What a
10
mess.
years in that list. Thanks for your call.
You might have to sell the chalet in the Swiss Alps Liz, just to keep yourself going.
Yep, don't sweat over that. Well, Andrew certainly
Possibly.
doesn't.
Dina in Ryde. Tell us about your brother, Dina.
Oh, back in 95, he moved in for a couple of weeks. He just had to be out of his place where he was.
Yep.
And he moved out finally in 98 just before my ex and I got married.
Okay. So just 3 years.
Three years later.
Was it even hard to get him out then when you got married, Dina?
Yeah, he thought that we loved having him there, but we were about to get married and start family. So
It was gonna be
my
the-
mum actually told him that it's about time you left, and he said, "Oh no, they love having me here."
Oh, he's
And
misread it.
it's like, okay.
He didn't turn up on the honeymoon, did he, Dina?
Oh God, no. We did actually no, because we didn't have our honeymoon until
Right.
6 weeks later because of
Right.
work. So
It's a shame he
Yeah.
couldn't make it. It's a shame he couldn't make it. I love that he
What-
there
completely
would have been
misread
the
it.
first child, then, would there?
Well,
Exactly
certainly not.
right. No,
You wouldn't have known
unless
it.
that
Yep.
would have been weird if he got involved with that as well. You know,
who's
It's
the father?
It's going down the wrong road. Nope.
No, I don't think Dina's hooked up with her.
Don't give us a story on that one.
Hooked up with her brother. No, that's a different phone
Okay,
topic.
Yeah, we know what it's alluding to, mate.
I'm just
You don't need to
suggesting that
point it
that's
out.
not the phone topic we're now going down. Tom's saying, let's get more calls on hooking up with family members.
No,
and I'm saying, Tom, we're better than that as a radio show.
Thank you, Whip, for keeping it
You know,
highbrow
this
this
is an
morning.
educational program.
You know.
People learn on this show.
We may have doubted you that you weren't highbrow, but
I'm
you've
not going to bring up the
proven
fact.
it this morning.
I'm not going to bring up the fact, Tom, that you slept in a room next to your sister on her wedding night with very, very thin walls.
I did. Why don't we chat to Sam from Illawong to get me out of this sticky situation?
Who?
G'day, Sam.
Oh, Sam, did you overstay your welcome, Sam?
I did. So I stayed with my grandmother just initially for a year, and I've been there since 10 years.
10 years?
Yeah, 10 years, yep.
Did you stay with your grandma?
Yeah, with my grandmother.
Geez, you'd be saving a bit of money, Sammy.
Yeah, somewhat, yeah.
Sam,
But also helping her out kind of thing.
Can we cut the crap, Sam? How long has she got?
She's 95 now,
Right.
so...
Well, we know why you're in there.
What if?
You're going to try and claim ownership, aren't you, Sam?
Yeah, oh, God, no. God, no.
Are you allowed to bring anyone home with you, Sam?
I've got my husband and my 2 kids.
With Granny?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Wow.
Does she babysit?
She holds them and she plays with them, but yeah.
Well, she's 95. God bless.
Mm-hmm.
She's not doing too much, is she? She's not changing
No.
nappies or anything or taking them in the pram.
I wish. That'd be nice, yeah.
How good's that? Thanks, Sam. Lisa's in Little Bay. Overstayed, you're welcome.
Hello.
How are you, Lisa?
How are you? Oh, great. How are you?
What's the story?
So my brother's best friend, so it wasn't a family member, but my brother's best friend moved in when he was 15 to our place. His parents were moving up the coast, so he decided he wanted to finish school with us. So he moved in and he moved out 6 years later.
Was he a bit lazy, Lisa, or he just...
No, he just carried on with life, and my mum was happy enough to have him. She was a great mum, happy to feed him, happy to look after him.
God, he's done well there. What's his name?
Yeah, Steve.
Bloody Steve.
Steve. You went back at 28, didn't you, Whip?
I actually did. For quite a while, I
For
remember.
how long?
Oh, like 3 years or so.
As if John and Christine would
Mate,
have
they
wanted you back at the
loved it.
age of 28, just looking at their son going, just do something with your life.
But just throwing the undies at mum and saying they'll need a refresh, you know, and then saying to
Throwing
Dad...
your undies at your mum.
And then saying to Dad, hey, what time's dinner? Open a good red for me, John. I'm watching repeats of Seventh Heaven at the moment.
Yeah, is Hill of Grace all right for your son?
That'd be lovely, Dad. What's for dessert? Make some classic pudding, please.
No, it's breakfast. You've just woken up.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
What's wrong, Ryan?
Are we going to tell everyone where Kate is at some stage, Tommy? I suppose we've got to start doing that over the next couple of days.
Yeah, of course.
Are we allowed to say she's back at home and away?
Well, you can say whatever you like. She's not here.
That's what she told me. She said, Sally's back.
Kate won't be on the show for the next week and a half, but she's away filming something with Dr. Chris Brown. It's their honeymoon, guys, and Women's Day are taking all the photos.
Oh my gosh, they're doing a marriage special. It's a 3-hour movie length production. It's going to be beautiful.
We are going to have some fun with this, but Kate is away filming. Dr. Chris Brown has a brand new television show. Before Kate, Mick Malloy was on the show, and then Kate's next in line. We don't know what's going on.
Mick did the same thing with another special project with Dr. So Mick Malloy marries Dr. Chris Brown as well.
Don't get us wrong. We've got no idea what's going on as well. It's a secret show, but she's away filming. We're very excited about it.
If anybody knows anything about where she might be, come on, Paps, where are you when we need you?
Brock in Kurnell, what do you want to talk about this morning, Brocky?
Boys, what happened in the Origin last night?
Oh, Brock, did you go out there, or you sat at home, or you lost power maybe?
No, I was just at the pub. It definitely didn't lose power. I would have had that up on the screen somehow.
I think the Blues lost power.
Brock.
Well, not our night, Brock.
We've got Gow coming on the show later on. Gow won't be happy.
No, he's furious.
No, he's not. He won't be.
Because, Gow bleeds blue. But, look, there were signs, Brock. Like, don't get me wrong, there was a moment when we came back from the second half, and I remember they fired up Payne Haas and Stephen Crichton. I thought, we're on here. We're on.
Yeah.
And it looked like we were back on again. But
Brock,
Queensland are a bloody good side.
Who'd you watch it with, Brock?
Just the family at home.
Yeah, right. Everyone yelling at the screen, mate, and all the hopes were high at the start of the game.
Yeah, if you looked up on the dictionary how to take someone's head off, you see the photo.
Oh my God! It actually, it nearly came off his neck, didn't it?
Yeah, it
shouldn't have been a send-off. They need to toughen up in Origin a bit. Give him a few club games, but not the Origin.
And the way he was going,
he did slip as he was offloading though. He did sort of slip a little bit, I suppose when you launch yourself off the ground like Joseph Sawali did, and you lead with your shoulder, you might be in a bit of trouble. Let's go to Michael in Mount Druitt now. What did you want to talk about, Mick?
Yeah, mate, just heard your weather forecast for the weekend. I'm not really happy about it.
What do you got on this weekend, Mick?
Mate, I'm with Scouts, and I'm going with another 1,500 youth to Cataract Dam for our annual jamboree. Over 4 days over the long weekend. So we're going to have a great big huge mud pit.
Oh my God.
Mick, do they call it off or you still go? It doesn't matter.
No, rain, hail, or shine, mate. We're there,
mate. I love that, Mick. I did Scouts and Cubs and went through the groups there and camps, and we had the camps were awesome in terms of ropes course and all the other activities. What's the highlight of the weekend meant to be?
Well, we've got 2 groups which are going 2 large districts, and they're bringing a whole lot of we'll just say carny folk. So a whole lot of rides and that, which is the first time it's going to be down there. So, yeah, it's going to be good.
Okay.
So just a group of Scouts and carny folk. That is my type of... That sounds like Origin in itself, Michael, to be honest with you.
It's the first thing you'll do as that's the first project. Build a wall between you guys and the carnies.
So... I've fallen off the ride. I've split my head open, but that bloke over there, he will be able to...
He's first aid.
Can anyone stitch it up? Well, I know a good granny knot.
There's a double sheep shank I could do with his head.
Hey, Michael, before you go, an absolute legend at Nova here is a man by the name of Robbie Zamora. Now, he's big in the Scout circles. Do you know who that man is?
Yeah, I do, actually.
Oh, you know Robbie. Robbie's famous amongst our dob.
We love Robbie so much here at Nova, and he's been involved with the Scouts for so long. You should see his van that he drives in here and he parks in the car park, Mick. It is ready to go for this weekend.
No, but I think also, Mick, he built the first Scouts radio program. I think they broadcast from one of the jamborees or jamborette, whatever you said it was, Mick. And anyway, Nova's been trying to get the equipment back for about a decade now. One of the great thieves, Robbie Zamora.
Did he sell it to somebody else, Mick? Because...
I know you guys did the jamboree in 2019. That was pretty awesome. I went to that one.
Yeah, mate, it's a great time. We'll have a great weekend. Hopefully that weather clears up for you. Let's go to Maxine in Newcastle. What do you want to talk about, Maxine?
Well, let's go the girls for tonight's game, eh?
Oh, the girls.
Yeah, up the girls.
Up the girls.
From Hewie, yep, let's go.
Yeah, well,
they're on fire, aren't they?
Well, we need to focus on them because you move on, we go to game 2, and we're already one up. Geez, there's some... Who's your favourite player in the Women's State of Origin, Maxine?
Oh, I don't know, there's lots. I don't have a favourite.
Maxine, will you get everybody around at your place for a bit of a night?
Yep.
Bloody hell, Maxine, you're a weapon.
Well done. All right, Vivid, I need to give away a couple of tickets to Vivid here because this is an amazing experience. It's the Champions of Change, Mackenzie Arnold and Tony Gustafsson, the coach of the Matildas, are going to be doing a Champions of Change chat at Vivid Sydney, and I'm going to give that... Who do we give it off? Oh, well, do you know what?
What do you reckon?
Oh, well, Brock and Maxine were talking Origin, but I'm going to give it to Michael and Mount Druitt. Michael.
Go on, you mate.
Thanks very much, guys. Appreciate it.
No worries. It's Australia's biggest festival. It's on Vivid Sydney with over 300 events. Check out the full program at vividsydney.com.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
We like the Life Improver. How good's the Life Improver? Oh yeah, the Life Improver. Your life, improve it!
It works. Everyone needs a life hack every day. There's nothing better when you find a life hack and you go, that's just made my life so much easier.
And it's a bit of a humble brag, isn't it too, Fitz? When you see somebody doing something the old way and you go, I might just jump in there and show you how I do it.
Oh, robot vacuums. Like that's one of... Well, when that was invented, I just went, oh my gosh. I mean, it scooped up 3 of our cats. But you know what?
That's
It's like... I don't have to get the vacuum cleaner out anymore.
And you didn't need 3 cats.
Claire in Lewisham. Give us a life hack, Claire.
Oh, good morning. Yes, look, I'm a cat lady, by the way.
Yep, that's okay. Sorry about that. 3 down.
I've got a couple of hacks for using your phone that mean that you don't need to have it in your hand all the time, so it acts as a bit of a filter.
Okay.
I customise the text tones and the ringtones for key people, and I also use a call announce feature. So that basically means I can be sitting in a meeting and not have to look at my phone, but because I've assigned, say, the latest guy that I'm dating, he's got the pulse tone, might bring a bit of a smile to my face, and I know that he'd text me back. My boss might have an SOS signal, so, I mean, depending on whether you want to answer the phone or not, or get up off the couch and take the call.
Yeah. What about in-laws, Claire? What about in-laws or something like that? Someone that you don't want to talk to?
Just a panic alarm.
Absolutely. There are so many different tones that you can choose, and you can decide whether you want it to be choose a happy tone for your best friend who's calling in-laws. Definitely set that alert so that you don't have to take that call on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah. Claire, I'd love you to design something or come up with an idea where you can tell why the person's calling, because if my mum or my dad ring and it'll like I'll go, oh, it's just Dad, and then he'll ring straight back. He'll ring straight back again, and I think, right, someone's died. So you go, and then Dad will be ringing to say, oh, mate, did you hear that so-and-so, I don't know, went camping on the weekend? Yeah. And I thought, why have you called me 3 times for that reason? Where you think someone's gone, Claire. I need to know what he's actually calling about. Can you get back to us on that?
Claire, I love it. Thank you for your call. Let's go to Eric in Liverpool. Life improve, Eric.
Hey guys, how are we doing?
Not too bad, Eric.
Yeah, so with all the wet weather, there's a lot of potholes, but what most people don't know is councils actually have a fund for wheel alignments that they pay for because of the potholes. I honestly haven't paid for a wheel alignment for the last 10 years.
So, Eric, when we go in to get a wheel alignment, is there anything that we need to do to get this funding?
Yeah, so you just give them the location of the known pothole, and we have, like, me and the boys, we just share photos of where it would be, and then we just bill the local council to that area, and we get our wheel alignment paid for.
Oh, my God. Because every time it rains, it feels... Genius. You are a genius. Buy your mum a house, Eric. It feels like every time there is more rain, there's another 10 potholes in the street.
Yeah. Well said, mate.
Thanks,
Well
mate.
said.
I'm out of here. Eric agrees. He doesn't want to comment anymore, but he agrees.
Yeah, that is such a fair point, mate.
I said
well
it,
done.
mate. Yeah, I said it.
Arabella, great Arctic Monkey song. North Sydney, life hack. What do you got for us, Arabella?
Hi, Fitzy, Whipper. So this one's a cracking life hack for the ladies.
Yep.
When you go and stay at a hotel, you take the disposable shower cap and pop it in your handbag so that you're ready for any kind of weather that's thrown at you. So when you're out and about and it starts raining, you pop it on your head as your umbrella, and everyone, as you walk down the street, just smiles and laughs, and it's awesome.
I was going to say, I don't think I've ever seen anybody walking in the rain with a shower cap on, and if I did, I'd probably call some sort of mental services.
No, it's awesome. Everyone laughs and they think it's fabulous, and your hair's perfect, so it works great.
You know, when you go to a hotel room, there's all those, and sometimes you get a sewing kit.
Yeah,
they always come in handy. They come in handy. Like the pin can pop a blister or something on your foot. That's always good to have in your toiletries bag. Because I think to myself, I'm not utilising that stuff. I've paid for this hotel room. I'm taking all that stuff.
Oh, you do you? Yeah, my mum has a drawer like that. Whenever she needs an extra toothbrush.
I've got 48 shower caps at home.
What's your name? Jen, hello.
Hey guys, happy Thursday.
Oh, guys,
how you
thanks
going?
for joining us, Jen.
Jim.
Oh, back again.
Jen should be spelled with a J. Am I right?
Back at it again.
Back at it again.
Is
So,
it
guys,
Jen, like Jen as in Jennifer?
No, Jen as in D-E-N.
It's Den.
You're a genius.
Is it Den?
It's Jen, mate. It's Jen. Jen, what do you got for us, please?
So this one is good if you love animals.
Yes,
so
Dan.
if you go to the zoo, just wear same colours as the zookeeper, and the animals are more likely to come up to you so you can pat them.
That's good. So dress as an Irwin, and you should be fine.
And you should be fine, yeah.
So wear a safari suit to the zoo, and all the animals basically go, "Hey, man, how you going? You got any food on you?" That is awesome.
Well, you could take it a step further and go dressed as the food.
That's a great idea.
Just wear a giant steak outfit when you go to see the lions.
Yeah, or I could push you into an enclosure.
No, that's not a life hack. You are not today's winner. $200 to spend at Kogan.com. What are we doing here, Fitz?
So, a tough one today. It's either Eric or Jen, but I'm going Eric. I think the council car hack with the potholes is magnificent.
Yeah.
Well done, Eric.
Eric, you've got it.
Amazing. Thank you so much, guys.
Now, buy your mama a house. You're a genius, man. Thanks, Eric.
Thanks, mate.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
I don't know if you guys know this, but it's bloody expensive to live in Sydney, am I right?
You're not wrong, mate. You're not wrong.
Every day we see new data on how pricey it's become to live in Australia, especially Sydney. And look, if you want to buy your first home in Sydney, you've got to go out pretty far now just to get it because the prices are just going through the roof. But this is really interesting, actually. But this goes back 188 years of people complaining of how expensive Sydney were.
Well, every time the price goes up, you're going to complain, aren't you? But when does the price ever come down? You look at page 14 of the paper this morning, Fitz.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you this headline. Wham, bam, that's a costly Tim Tam. Well done, Daily Telegraph.
How much?
$11.70.
So that's
a
load
packet of Tim Tams.
I only buy Tim Tams at the supermarket when you see that they're on sale.
Yeah, or, they're now what I would put in the special event category. We've got a birthday, find that $11.70.
I still think that the most affordable is a big box of Wheat Bix, and that's even gone up now. That's gone from $5 to $6. It's out of control. So this is really interesting because excerpts from one of Charles Darwin 188 years ago when he visited Australia. It's in the State Library of New South Wales, and they've found his writings during his visit to the harbour city 188 years ago. On the final leg of his chronicled Beagle Voyage, Darwin was initially full of admiration when he landed at Sydney Cove, describing it as a magnificent testimony to the power of the British nation.
Wow.
Upon seeing more of the town afterwards, perhaps my admiration fell a little bit, but yet it is a fine town. The number of large houses just finished and other buildings is truly surprising, and with this, everyone complains of the high rents and difficulty in procuring a house. This is 188 years ago.
When I woke up this morning, I thought for not 1 second that I'd get a version of Charles Darwin's Diary read by Ryan James Fitzgerald.
In the streets, gigs and carriages with livery servants are driving about. There is much jealousy between the rich emancipists and their children and the free settlers. The whole population, poor and rich, are bent on acquiring wealth.
Okay.
He then goes on to say, the youth are having avocado on toast for breakfast, and don't get me started on a pint of Tui's at a Maryvale establishment.
You're kidding me. Charles Darwin. He was a futurist.
This is 188 years ago.
A loaf of bread completely broke me. I decided to get back on the Beagle and continue my adventure.
But he says here, coming from South America, where in the towns every man of property is known, no one thing surprised me more than not being able to ascertain at once to whom this or that carriage belonged to.
Wow. Does he mention Gavin Rubinstein at all?
No, so he's just
Lux listings?
He's basically saying that this is every man for themselves, every man and woman for themselves, and everyone was just trying to get rich. This is 188 years ago in Sydney. That's fascinating.
Oh my gosh, I was blown away by the price of the Taylor Swift tickets as well. I had to line up for hours.
Oh, and don't get me started on Uber Eats.
I found myself in a horrible habit of $50 a day.
There's no way I'm giving him a 5-star rating.
Fitz in Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.